Guys, how we doing? Phil Kent here on another part of my XXX 100 challenge, and today is day 2, and this is already Facebook Live number 3, and I'm joined once again by the wonderful Leah, who is awake. She's informed me she's reliably awake. She's had her coffee. She's good to go. So good to see you again, Leah. What have you been up to this morning?
I'm good, thanks. Just working on my blog about affiliate marketing, actually.
Sounds good.
Brainstorming lots of blog post ideas and stuff, and a lot of it I use for content as well. So
It's good. It was quite funny last night because I did a late night last final live last night, and I thought what I'll do, I thought every evening just before I sort of wrap up and or go to bed or whatever, I'll just do a very quick update live, just say for the challenge purposes, really, just say I've done this many lives, this post, so many out of 100. So it was meant to be about sort of 2 or 3 minutes. Well, it was actually quite quick. But I thought I'll just start do a quick wrap up video. I just started talking on it, and I get a Facebook comment come up on the live feed, and I was thinking, I don't normally get that much interaction at all, especially when I just clicked on the comments. It was Ills, and it just said, "You are nuts."
Yeah, she doesn't sleep.
And then it turns out that she said she was just sitting there. She popped up that I was live, and then she dropped a few comments, and then we ended up actually talking off air because I said, look, I don't want to sit on the live too long, so she didn't actually come on the live. But then I said, do you want a quick chat? She said, yeah, and then she called, and we sat here for about a good half an hour or more, wasn't it? just chatting.
I know. There's some days like she talks to me till like 4 a.m. her time, which is like evening my time. So
but it was quite nice in a way because I hadn't spoken to her for quite a while because she's been like super busy. And she was telling me what she'd been doing. She told me about her the ebook that she'd made and some lead mag which she created, and she made the blog, and it's good stuff. And it just sort of highlights the fact that how busy people really should be when they look at some people like yourself and Ills and all the rest of it. And then you get the people that say they're busy but not getting any results, and then once you start talking to them and find out what they've actually been doing, you're thinking you're just not doing enough, because it's not easy, is it? You gotta
it's not.
Stay so proactive.
Yeah, like when you see all the TikTok videos of people saying you can do affiliate marketing with 1 to 2 hours a day, that's for people who are like have an established like followers and stuff. Like, yeah, you can do it 1 to 2 hours a day, but when you're setting everything up and you're in the beginning stages, you're setting up a business. How much time and effort you put into this is going to reflect on the amount of money that you're going to make. So like some days I get up at 3:30, 4 a.m, and I'm at my laptop from then until like probably 2 or 3 p.m. Like it depends on the day, but I spend so much time like writing my blog, working on landing pages, working on like email swipes, everything, because I'm trying to personalize everything so it sounds like me.
Yes, well, that's what's super important. You've got to be branding yourself, and there's half the reason behind the challenge. And I was talking to us, and I said it was mostly off air, but I was talking to her about my dominator, Carl Murray, who's actually doing the challenge with me, and it's nice actually when you can work with somebody, you've got people that you're helping underneath you, and it's nice when you see someone who actually takes on board what you're saying. You get some people who just think, I know best and I'll do it my way, and okay, just leave him. But he actually listens to what I'm telling him, and he does need a little bit of direction, but he's taken it on board so well, and he's now starting to see results from the things that I've told him to do and how to do it. Little things like using CapCut, save the video, put it onto YouTube Shorts, and he's getting good views over there, and he's almost getting excited with it, which is great, and seeing him. The change from watching him do his very first Facebook Live when I said to him, I want you to do a live a day, where he was sort of nervous, he didn't know what to say and he didn't know what to talk about. Now he's joining in on the challenge where he's got to do a minimum 3 lives a day. And so watching that transition is quite good. You get a good satisfaction, as I'm sure you do, when you help someone and you actually seeing them evolve and seeing them take on board what you're saying and getting better with it.
Yeah. So like with a lot of the dominators that I have underneath me, I try and you know, have like a day, like a Monday check-in at the beginning of the week. You know, what is your goal for this week? What are the things we need to get you to that goal? We kind of plan out their week on different things that they're working on and stuff. And that way, like, it helps people stay accountable. It helps a lot of new people not get so overwhelmed, especially with the training. You know, and like, I have a big desktop calendar that I write down everything that I do every day. And then I have my big ass book that I write down extra stuff on.
You can't beat notepads. You can't. I've still got one under here that I scribble things down. And my wife will tell you I've got bits of paper and pads everywhere. And sometimes it looks like there's no organization, but I know where things are. I know where things are written down. You know, it is you know, you need it. You have to sort of drop things down on the fly. You know, I mean, Ilse is very good at that. You know, even last night when I was talking to her off air, she was asking me bits, and you can see she's scribbling notes down. She takes notes of what people say, and she says you can always pick up on golden nugget. That's why we get on the huddles. Yeah. That's why we get on the Zooms. You know, because you can sit there for 55 minutes of an hour Zoom, and then you can have that 5 minutes where somebody will go, explain something. You go, oh, aha, that's good. I like that. You know, and this is where you learn the stuff, isn't it? You know,
yeah.
It's so beneficial. You got to, but also you need the time out as well. And I've spoken to that about to my dominators, and it's good when you work with them, but it's like in the mornings, most mornings in the week, when my wife, we go out for a little while, and I said that's the time where my Facebook is shut off on my phone. I don't want to hear it pinging. I don't want to hear any notifications. I don't, you know, because you've got to have that time away from it as well.
Exactly.
You know, it is so important. You know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we've got a sneaky viewer. Look, you know.
Oh, is it Ilse?
Yeah, look at. She just messaged me, said she was on a Zoom, and then just saying, you know, she's not around. You know, so why aren't you with us, Ilse? Stop making excuses. You know, there's these late. I can't be doing these late night chats.
Yeah.
You know. I am and typing you, like, you know. Yeah.
It's not the same thing, Ilse.
It's not the same thing. Do you want to join us, Ilse? If not, I'll have to bar you from the call. We'll kick her off. You know, we'll kick her off the call. Because we spend a lot of time talking about her, and then she just.
I know, and she's never on with us.
She's never on with us. No, I think she's jealous. That's what it is. She feels threatened. You know, nope, I'm on the call. She's just put on. So we'll just sit and talk about her until she comes off the call. But yeah, getting back, I mean, like you said, you got dominators you work, you're checking, which is good. And yeah, there are some dominators that you just can't help, can you? I know I was even on a call with Wayne once, and he touched on it, and then he said, you know, and I actually learned from it a long way back, because you know, years ago, I used to spend way too much time with people who just weren't worthy of your time, and they end up draining your time, and you're taking calls and doing the rest of it, and they're not doing anything. And you know, I learned a while back to just, you know, one of the sort of mentors that I was getting information with and learning from online, you know, saying was one of these phrases was only work with the willing. And it is so true, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's
you can't help people that don't want to be helped. Like, it's...
yes, you know, you can't force them to go out and market. You can't force them to do what they need to be doing. You know, and like I said, in touching back, even Wayne said it, is some people just can't be helped, and you can't. You got all the tools and resources. If they don't use it, then you know. And he said to me on the call, you know, he said, you know, he has VIPs and even VIP elites that do nothing. He says, literally, they pay all this money and they've got such a vast array of help and resources in front of them, and they do nothing. He said, you wouldn't believe that how little or nothing they do. And he said, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. He said, but those that make the most of it, listen to what they're shown, you know, take on board things and put in the work. You know, it works. It's not an easy process, but it's the consistency is what pays off. Is getting that ball rolling.
Consistency is huge.
Massive.
Especially with like Facebook, and then like you're posting your content on TikTok or wherever, they want to see consistency.
They do. And the Facebook algorithm now is just completely out the window again. I think, because I've been doing these challenges, I'm posting a little bit more than I would be because I'm doing extra lives and doing extra posts. And to be honest, some get engagement, some don't. But then I see people who are posting. I mean, one of my friends I know is one of the females on my who's regular on my newsfeed. She must post at least every hour, at least across quite a long stretch of the day. And the thing is, she doesn't get tons of engagement, but I still see her post quite regular. So, and I think engagement now is not as good as it used to be. So people just seem to like reading and scrolling, and maybe throwing like, because people are lazier now. It's quite, but they are, aren't they? Let's be honest. People
they're lazy and they don't have common sense.
Yeah, they can't be bothered to sit and write a comment because it's too much like hard work.
Or they're writing the wrong type of comments on your posts.
I saw your post in, it was quite good because I brought it up before and it didn't get anywhere. And then when it happened, when it was getting to a stage where it was getting silly, because I was actually purchasing the credits as well, once mine ran out. So that's when I started getting the ump with, incorrect things, without sort of saying too much, But, it's so I started. But initially, I was just DMing certain individuals and saying, can you either edit it or remove it or I'll flag it, And to be fair, most of the ones that I messaged went back in and changed the comment, And then it started getting silly again. And in the end, one morning, I literally flagged everybody. So I thought, right, I'm going to kick up a storm here, because I was so annoyed. I know I just flagged everybody, whether it was good or bad. And I had people flooding me inbox going, why you flagged my comment? And I said, I've had enough. I said, I've had enough. I said, because I put stuff out there on a regular basis and people ain't doing it properly.
Yeah, they're not. And it's almost like they need to rewatch the training on what it's actually supposed to be used.
That's right. And to be fair, it made a massive difference. It made a massive difference because people were aware that I was doing it, and I didn't care if their comment was good or not. I just sort of had enough, and I left it for a while, and then I reinstated the ones that I knew had actually put I took the flag off for the ones I knew made a genuine comment. But when from then on, it changed way better. I had people actually writing, more than a few words and making a sentence, and it was getting better. But you're thinking they shouldn't come to this. They should just be able to. How long does it take just to scan through the post, and put something that's in line with it, because I was doing sort of posts that were, say, about motivation and positive, whatever, like similar to your mindset stuff. And I had people saying, count me in, I'll be there for the training.
Oh, yeah.
And that was just bugging the crap out of me because I thought, they're copy and pasting. So
I had somebody like on, I think it was my day 13 challenge. I don't know. I had like 90 comments on it, and probably 20 of them were either the exact one you said, or I had someone actually pitch me the program on my own post. They were commenting saying like, thanks for sharing. How do I sign up for all the stuff? Which is, again, it was a mindset post. It had nothing to do with the program at all. And it was like, that's why I made that comment in the group, because I was so frustrated. I was just like, I actually had paid for those comments. And
yes, exactly.
It was like, what are you guys doing? Like,
it was just, I think you should come off the Zoom because our call is obviously far more interesting.
Yeah, Ills.
Come on, Ills, because we won't be here forever,
Because if you go through the comments on my post, like some of them, people are sharing really inspirational stories on my posts, and it's great to see. But then you get ones that are like, thanks for sharing. I'm like, I'm not sharing anything. I'm trying to get you to engage with me. Like,
there was a particular individual who was known for that exact phrase, thanks for sharing, and he was getting on my...
Oh, yeah, he's on mine too. I just delete all his posts.
I think we know the same, because he was saying the same thing on everything. It was reading your post gives me inspirations for one I love to make, so thank you for that, and it deserves a proper comment. Exactly. I mean, I've commented on yours, you commented on mine. It doesn't take much, and it's all about helping each other as well. And
exactly,
it did get better after I really kicked up a storm, but it shouldn't have come to that.
Well, it's not helping our engagement either. Like Facebook, if they see comments that aren't related to your post, they're going to be like, what is this? Yeah. Right. And then if you're deleting them, again, that's going to lower your engagement and Facebook won't push it out as much. So it's actually hurting people who are trying to get more engagement.
That's right. And if you watch sort of Wayne's training on the Facebook training that he does, you'll notice that, one of the things that he says about, I mean, it was on, I can't remember which training it was. It was on 2 or 3 weeks back, and he actually went in and he was looking at different people's accounts and their posts and stuff like that. And he picked on a couple of like OLSP members that were there, and he noticed that their posts were, mostly the comments were other OLSP users. You see, which is fine. He said you're getting some engagement from OLSP users, but the idea really is, he said, you need to be attracting people from outside of OLSP to be engaging on your posts and stuff like that. And they talk about the way to do that. And this goes back to the sort of algorithm of how much it's changed, because one of the things that Wayne teaches in the trainings is to warm up your Facebook first and go and comment on other people's and make some comments, make some likes, make some loves and all the rest of it, and then Facebook will like that and they'll push the post up.
And that's why I do CD every morning, is so that I can help start warming up Facebook.
Exactly.
And I will leave like 20 comments on people's stuff.
Yeah, it does help. But the point he was making is you need people outside of OLSP. And if you're going into the CD and commenting on those posts that you see in the list, they are all OLSP members.
For sure.
Which is why now in the mornings, especially, or when I get a spare, say 20 minutes or so, I'll spend that time going down my Facebook feed or going down the friends feed and deliberately picking out people that aren't OLSP members, because because the idea is you want them to be engaging on yourself which aren't OLSP members. That's the idea, to attract other people in.
Yeah, but I usually do like CD first, and then I go into my news feed, and then I start going through that.
But I think the algorithm is so strict, and getting people to comment on stuff is way harder than it used to be. Way harder.
Yeah. I think because like TikTok and stuff now, everybody just kind of wants to scroll and not like be super engaging. So
yeah, that's right. As well, so the people are definitely lazier now. They really are. Like I've had someone jump out and say hello. It's come out Facebook user. That means they're commenting from my Facebook group, where this is also streaming live too, because it's a Facebook thingy. If they don't, it's another weird Facebook thing. You can stream live to the timeline. If you stream live to the group, especially using the platforms like StreamYard, they have to give StreamYard permission to use their profile. So you're thinking, really, what difference does it make?
I do have StreamYard now.
Oh, you do. It's cool. It's one of the better ones out there. I've used a few, and I find it's quite user friendly. It's quite nice. It's worth the upgrade, I think, because I certainly got the benefit out of it on the 50 a day, especially because I go live on my timeline here. I go live to the group and live to my YouTube channel all at once. So it's quite good. You can do 3 at once.
Nice.
So it's got that, and the fact you can pull people in and have the banners and the tickets just makes it a little bit more professional looking and more engaging, I think, for people. That's my theory, anyway. I did look at a couple. There was another one that I used to use called Be Live, but there was quite an expensive upgrade, and it really didn't warrant their upgrade. So we picked our curiosity now. You said, look, paste the link in, then peeps can go to StreamYard. Okay. Well, we're not on that. We want you to come in. We don't want people to go to StreamYard. Just stop thinking like an affiliate all the time.
Good luck getting her to stop doing that.
I know. That's what she was telling me yesterday. She's got her ebook and it's filled with links, which is great. She's doing everything as she should be. So getting back, so what's your next venture? I mean, what's the big one at the moment? Is it still the blog, or is it still the podcast? Where are we at?
Podcast. Yeah. So I have to work on that today too. Well, with my blog, I have it on WordPress, so I actually can schedule out, and I schedule out 3 posts a week. I usually do them on the weekends. And then we're finalizing some podcast stuff probably today. I have to finish some artwork for it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We don't really know how long each episode's going to be yet, but we're excited.
Good.
We're starting to get our digital divas up and going because we want to like empower women and, you know, support them and get them building businesses. And eventually, once we have like enough people in our digital divas group, we're going to start like making kind of destination trips where we can all go together and hang out and you know, and do like content creation together and like work together, like in some destination, tropical place or wherever we want to go.
I mean, her Zoom must be really good, mustn't it? Because she, you know, it's that good that she's listening to us and commenting on ours. Yeah, you know,
she multitasks, man. She's got ADHD.
Oh well, she's probably sitting here listening to this, and Casey's probably on the other Zoom. You know, this is, you know, that's what happens when you've got two different people. You know, we need to adopt two personas like yours does.
I know some days, like you know, the list I write for what I have to do gets so long. I'm like, I need another version of me.
Got an answer for everything, hasn't she?
Yeah, she does. Yes.
Well, we're going to ignore, you know, she's got a split personality, she says. Look, you see, we're going to ignore all her comments now until she gives up and comes over here. You know, because we'll be going shortly. You know, I don't want to be talking to you at midnight every night, else it's, you know, I do have other things to do.
Yeah, she forgets to sleep sometimes. So
she does. I said that to her last night. I said, "Don't you ever sleep?" You know, and she says, "No."
She gets less sleep than I do.
Yeah, so Digital Divas is I think it's a great concept. It's a great idea, and I think a lot of women will find a sort of safety net, and that they'll be able to relate that. And there's a lot of people out there that need that sort of comfort net for women and things like that, because there is a lot of crap about. There's a lot of poor programs around. There's a lot of scammers around, and even when they see, you know, people like myself and that out there on a regular basis, the trust level is still low, you know. And I think women that have got a lower trust level are probably more likely to go towards women like yourself and others that are working together, because you got a definitely a safer sort of comfort area to sort of go towards there. So I think it can only be a good thing, and you two just get on so well, which is great. You know, it's, you know. And how's the Thailand trip? Is that all still on track?
Yeah, so January for my birthday, we should be in Thailand for probably 2 or 3 months together in person for the first time.
Wow, that's got to be so exciting for both of you. I mean, how cool is that going to be? I mean, by then you're going to have to be doing lives, because you can't.
Oh, for sure. There's no way you're going to be in Thailand and not do a live. We're just going to rub it in everyone's face that we're on the beach.
Well, that's right. You know, you can't be doing just podcasts then. You know, you got to get out there. You know, we're trying to get Els on. Why don't you to start doing the live together? I mean, what's stopping you?
We actually tried to do a live multiple times to launch my ebook, but Facebook wouldn't let me add her. And then I tried with StreamYard and it wouldn't let me add her either. So I'm not really sure why, but we did try quite a few times.
That seems really weird, especially because StreamYard is just so easy to use.
I know, like she never showed up in like the backstage for me to add her, and she kept telling me she was there and I wasn't seeing it on my end. So.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really strange. That's really strange. Yeah,
I know. I was having weird technical issues with everything that week, so I give up with technology sometimes. But I am now not restricted from Facebook anymore.
Oh,
it got
changed
overnight.
Oh, excellent. So did you find out what it was?
No, I have no idea what it was.
But it's just gone again.
Yeah, it's gone.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's her birthday to February, so you two got a double celebration. Yeah, it's really good. And it was interesting, and it was nice talking to us again last night, as it's nice always talking to yourself, because that's when you realise the people that are actually doing the work. And when she was explaining how she put her ebook together, and she offers it as lead magnets, and she, she puts separate links in, affiliate links in to stuff that she does and recommends, and these will go to either a funnel or a mini funnel, where you're thinking, this is someone who's working properly, like yourself. You've got your blog going on, you've got your podcast in action, you're working on your Pinterest thing, and and that's when this so relates back to what we said earlier about, then you speak to people who say they're oh, I'm working so hard, trying so hard, what have you been doing? And then it comes out, I've posted my link on Facebook, I've dropped it in a couple of make money groups, and you're thinking,
yeah, but you can't do it that way. I mean, you can post your link in a group, but if nobody knows who you are, why are they going to click on your link?
Absolutely.
If you're not engaging with that group,
why should they click on it? And that's what I always say.
They don't trust you. They don't know you.
Why should they click on you? Why should they go and join you? But people seem to expect that that's all they need to do, and people are going to come to them. And it's like, I touched on it when I was doing my 50 day. I said I had a guy, you might have heard the story, I said it to a few people. I said I had a guy who popped up on about day 37, something like that it was, and he just dropped me a message out of the blue, and he said, hey, I've been watching your 50-day challenge since you started. And he said, I just want to know a bit more about what you're doing, So this was a great example of how people watch for a long time before they do anything. And so, of course, I used this story because I said this is such a typical example. I said, so this person had been watching all 37 days of unbeknownst to me, and how long before that, I don't know what he'd been watching, how long he'd been watching. And then he decides to surface and make a comment and say, I'm interested in what you're doing. And he eventually joined the ILSP program, and then he said he had a few issues with one of his banks and stuff like that. And so I said, okay, and just come back when you get it sorted, no pressure and all the rest of it. And he actually became upgraded to a dominator while I was on holiday. He was one of the ones that came through it. And you just think, and it's all because I was doing that 50-day challenge, because he'd be watching what I was doing, and really reiterates what you just said about people. And that trust factor, he'd started to see what I was doing. He'd been watching what I was doing, taking notes of my posts, and et cetera, et cetera. And this is what people look for, isn't it? And this is what so many people just don't get, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's one of the things Wayne says too. Like, you have to nurture your leads. You need people to understand who you are, because if they don't know who you are, you're never going to get them to do anything. Like, it's not rocket science. I mean, I've done sales before, and I did business to business sales where I would walk in cold to a business and sell them a product. Like, this was like over 10 years ago, probably like 15 years ago. And I was really good at it. I hated it. And, it's really hard. Like, you have to establish that trust in a cold, when you're walking in cold like that, really fast.
It is. And it comes back to that consistency and being committed and being accountable and showing up all the time. I mean, I obviously pulled back while I was away, and I was only answering kind of certain people. But even there, I didn't want to get sort of too involved, because there wasn't the, and you need to sort of switch off a bit when you're away. But if one or two of the dominators were messaging me, I was answering them. Because I was thinking, they weren't badgering me, but if they sent me a message, I was happy enough to answer them, because I thought at the end of the day, if they're working and they need a bit of help, I don't mind just give them 5 minutes and just answer the questions and put them on the right track. And you don't mind that, those that are helping themselves. And then I've had one, I had one dominator, I think, well, he set the record for the shortest time. He came on, I saw he didn't even get to be a dominator. He was going to upgrade that next day, and then he decided after 9 days that the program wasn't working, and that was that. He had given it his all over the 9 days, and it wasn't working. He hadn't had this income come in, and he went.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, social media glamorizes the crap out of how much money you can make right off the bat with affiliate marketing, and the results aren't typical. That,
no.
When people are making like 20 grand in like 9 days, I saw one of them. Yeah. It's not all coming from the program. They are doing other things behind the scenes they're not telling you about, because there's no way they can make that much in just doing the program.
Exactly. And I've had similar conversation, and this was a guy that I'd actually spent quite a long time on DMs. So obviously we do filter out the people that are just looking for the shiny objects or the quick, but you know, and it was still crazy. You think 9 days, there you go. And I've had some people come back and say, oh, but this guy on YouTube, I've been watching him, and he says that you can do make 10 grand in a month. And I said, yeah, he probably is, because he is a professional affiliate marketer. He's got a massive following, like you said. He's probably had his YouTube account that he's built up over the years. This is what he does for a living. He's very good at what he does, but that doesn't mean that everybody watching him is going to be able to do what he does, because
exactly.
But this is how they make their money, by making these videos. You can copy my funnel, you can do this. And I said,
everybody's journey is different, and it really depends on how much effort you're going to put into this, and that's going to reflect on how much you make. And
I say to people, I said, and you know what? One of the worst things to do is do what he's asking you to do. Copy my funnel. You can take my funnel and copy it and use it. Well, his funnel is branded to him. This is his. I'm not going to drop a name. You probably know what I'm talking about. One of the big guys on, is very well known. But I said, all you're doing is branding him. They said, well, why do you think he's giving it away? Because he's got his branding all over it, his logo all over it. Yes, he's making it easier for you to sort of market. But when you're advertising it, it is his program, his product, his funnel has got his name all over it. Way to go, free advertising for him. This is what they do. And when you explain this to people, say, don't do it, because all you're doing, you're putting all this effort into branding and advertising him. This is what they do. And I said, and yes, you can get done for you funnels, which are really good, but you need to be able to be branding them to yourself, because otherwise all you're doing is giving free advertising for whoever's giving it to you. And that's not the idea. You've got to have that self-branding. You've got to be able to put your name on it and customize it yourself. And when you have these conversations with these people, and they say, you know what, yeah, you're right, it was all his name all over it. I said, exactly, of course it is. But he sells it as, take my funnel, copy my system, you can have my complete 5-figure funnel. Great. It's got, it's clever marketing in one way, because he's getting all these people to advertise for him, but when you see through what we see, you say, well, no, because all you're doing is branding him. And as I said, Carl's been definitely picking up on that, and he's now getting to see that even though this is taking quite a bit of work, his confidence has gone right up, in what he's doing in his lives, and he's now, you can see the sort of penny starting to drop. He's starting to see why we're doing what we're doing, why I do the challenges, because he's getting himself seen. He's now getting shorts seen on YouTube. He's getting his reels seen. His numbers are going up. He says people are dropping in his inbox saying, love what you're doing. We haven't seen you for ages. And I said, because I've made him be consistent, and he started to get himself known and seen, which is what we need to do, because it can drop off so quickly as well, can't it? If you stop doing it.
Yeah, you go offline for one day and everything goes down.
It does. I mean, it was always talks about it, watering the plants, nurturing the system and nurturing everything that you do. And it takes a lot.
If you don't have time to stay consistent, get something that schedules your posts for you so that it's still staying consistent if you're on vacation, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's a much needed, because nowadays it is, in some respects, some things are a lot easier. You've got the things like ChatGPT, you've got things like CapCut, you've got, like you said, some really good automation tools that make life a lot easier. So realistically, people, especially the ones that don't want to do as much hard proactive work, there are things that make life a lot easier. There's a lot of AI
lots
stuff.
Of apps to schedule out posts across all sorts of different social media platforms that'll help. There's really no excuse not to stay consistent.
No, there's not at all. And I said, I think it's getting to the stage with Facebook is that they just, because they've got this new thing where they're promoting people, rising creators or whatever they call it. You probably see them come up when you're one of those people where someone says, hey, look, I've got this thing from Facebook. I'm a rising creator.
Yeah.
And you're thinking you're now battling against these people because Facebook are openly saying we're going to push your posts up higher and keep up the good work that you're doing, and the rest of us have got to still struggle on. And I don't think it matters as much now whether you're doing 1 post a day, 2 posts a day, or 10 posts a day. Whereas years ago, people used to say, no, do 3 maximum, that's it. And they don't like less than 3, they don't like more than 3. And, I think now, I don't think it matters what you do, really. It's because it's still down to whether Facebook want to show your stuff or not. And it's a battle that we all have to put up with, isn't it?
It's not always the algorithm that you're in a battle with.
It is, and I think it is worse now than ever. And it's not just Facebook, is it? It's the other platforms as well. They can be very restricting. So I'm not a big fan of TikTok. I don't use it much now. I'm using it at the moment just to sort of use it for one of my numbers because I've got to do 3 to 4 shorts and reels a day, and I use that as just to put one out there because I've set the rules. It needs to be a unique one, so I think I just put one out there. It still gets views, but I'm not bothered if it does or not because it's not my favourite platform, not by a long way.
Yeah, it's not mine either.
No, I just think it's too hard work. I think that's probably the right phrase for it. So we've done another one that's approaching the 40-minute mark. We seem to have a habit of around 40 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. But we can't do 10-minute conversations.
No, but it's always great having you on. It's like when I used to, it is because some people you get on, and I've had people on the past where you almost have to try and drag a conversation out and keep giving them, and they sort of sit there and they're not saying anything, and it becomes quite hard work. You don't have that with yourself. You don't have it with yours. It's quite easy to get a conversation flowing. You're a good conversationalist, and you've always got good stuff to put out to people.
Held working in healthcare for 10 years.
Exactly. So it's all to do with your healthcare background.
Yeah.
There's care inside.
I usually have to be on conversation-wise for like 12 hours a day. So.
But hey, you're on here, so I mean, if people want to go and check out what you're doing, your name's there. Go check your stuff out. Go follow it. You're still doing your own 30-day challenge, isn't it? You're doing.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, yesterday was 14 days, so.
So you're nearly halfway through, and tell people briefly what it's all about again.
It's a Life is Good challenge. It's all about mindset and, just making people think about different aspects of their lives, gratitude, mindset, just trying to get more positive vibes out there.
That's all great stuff. It really is. And if any women are looking in and they're looking for women to work with, then you got the Digital Divas. Is that the name now? Is that?
Yeah, our Facebook group is Digital Divas.
Oh, okay. And how's that going? How big is the group getting?
It's growing. It's slow, but it's growing, and we're really excited to really start doing destination trips. That's our whole goal. So we want to have as many women who are really going to take business seriously and want a whole new life. So.
Well, you're both, Ilse and yourself, are very big on travel as well. So it's a massive pull. I know Ilse loves traveling. You clearly by the pictures that you've been putting out, it shows how much you like traveling and getting about. And that's what it's about. It's about seeing the world, seeing life, isn't it?
Exactly. Life's too short to be stuck in a job that you don't like or enjoy anymore. So
it's very true. It's very true. You've got to get out and enjoy yourself and make it sort of pay off. So, and this is why we all do what we do, to try and bring these things in, and that's why it's a constant work. It's the rewards at the end. I worked hard to get us away for our vacation. As you know, that's all part of doing the live. It's part of building the OSP up. And when you get the reward of something like that, it makes everything so much more worth it, doesn't it, and worthwhile. And it makes you hungry for more as well, doesn't it? Because you think you want to get more now. You want to do more and see more and push on. Yeah. That's why we do what we do. Exactly. And I'll be out there in Thailand soon with you. We'll have to come and visit.
Sounds good.
Okay, Leah. Is there anything you want to leave? Is there any, apart from your Facebook, where can they check you out? Have you got your own site?
You can go to my Facebook. I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Instagram and TikTok, it's Soulfire Adventure.
Soulfire Adventure. There you go, people. So go check out your stuff. Go check out what you're doing. And you're on here with me, so I always encourage people to go and check out other people as well. It's not all about me and everybody else. It's about who we got on board as well. So, and the women reach out to Leah if you want to become a part of their digital divas. I'm sure there's some out there listening or catch you back, because as I've said to other people, and when Carl doing his live, I said not everybody might see them live. I get a lot of people that watch them back, and you can tell by the views.
Yeah.
Not in the hundreds, but it might get a low view when I've just done it. But when you check it back at the end of the day, people are watching it back, people are commenting, people are hashtagging replay. And again, that's what it's all about. The good thing about lives is people can go back and watch them. They can go back and check them out and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that part.
It's a really good part. It's really good. And the one, also my 50-day one that I did with when I had Wayne on, that's approaching 400 views now on the timeline. That's how many people have gone back and watched the 50-day one.
Well, I actually recently put that in CD.
You did as well. Great, get them watched. I know where Leah's shared it. She shared it to her timeline. It's on my timeline. It's in my Facebook group. So the more it gets, the better. I might stick some more. I might do that. We'll keep putting it in there because it's not just that. It's such. I mean, I've actually watched it back myself, more than once now. And even I had Jesse message me, and he said he watched it back and he was laughing out loud at so many moments through it. He said, "What a brilliant live it was." I said, "It was," and it was so sort of, nothing was really rehearsed. I knew obviously yours was coming on, and then Dr. M came in, and there was been badgering Wayne, which was quite, quite funny. But she's sitting there, and I said, "You finally come on." He said, "I've had ills in my ear for about the last 3 weeks, going on about," and just happened to fall on a Saturday, which is one of his quietest days. Yeah. So it worked out so well. If it had fallen on, say, the Friday, the odds of him joining would have been minimal, because he'd have had his Dominators call, then the Academy Q&A, and it's very unlikely he'd have made it onto that. Yeah, it just happened to fall on the Saturday, so everything's just like fell into place. But it just went well. It was funny, it was informative, it was chatty, and that's how they should be. It's not. It is, and that's part of them, isn't it? It's not just sitting here pitching a program or pitching anything. Like you can see some people's lives, they're so boring because all they're doing is banging on about their wonderful program and their comp plan and whatever.
Yeah, that's not a good way to build trust.
It's not, people aren't interested in that. They just, it's a people industry. So
yeah.
Well, thanks again, Leah. I'll message you. I'll message you in the afternoons. Now I know it's a better time for you, and you're around. Obviously, I know you won't be able to make everyone, but any that you can make, you're more than welcome. And I'll always drop you a message just to see if you're about, because times are varied as well. So, and I know you have a busy life, like we all do, and like yours does, even though she's too busy watching another Zoom.
Yeah.
Maybe next time when she'll jump on with us, you never know. But thanks as always.
I'll try and get her on.
Yeah, you have to try and get her on. But thanks as always for joining. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for your time, as always. Go check Leah out if you want to see what she's up to. She's got some great content, and go check out what she's doing. And in the meantime, people, thanks for watching. This is Facebook Live number 3 of my XXX 100 challenge. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, whichever time you're at, and we'll speak to you on the next live. Cheers, and bye for now.